Hello again, everybody, and welcome to our channel. And we do appreciate you checking in with us. And thanks, too, to the over 5,000 that actually subscribe to this channel. However, I am learning quickly that there are things that people come to our channel for, and there are other things that you do not come to this channel for. Number one, most viewed items usually are going to be some YouTube shorts we do, sometimes with movie clips and sports clips and things like that. However, long-form videos, it appears that most people come to this channel for grief support type videos. Do lots of travel videos, restaurant reviews, cooking videos, put a lot of work into those, a lot of effort, and they don't get many views. But it seems that there's the appetite out there for these grief support videos. And Nicole encouraged me. She says, you know, since that's what the people want to hear, at least the ones that are coming to this channel, try and continue to focus on some of those. And we'll still have some fun with our cooking channels and things like travel stuff, things like that. But anyway, the message today, and you saw in the title, was widowed and moving forward and not moving on. And I got to tell you, from the very first day after I lost Pam, that was the one statement that people would make to me that would trigger an instant kind of a recoil, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? When you've been widowed and somebody says something that in our mind was just plain old stupid, or it just seemed that it just kind of was like a dagger to the heart. And the one for me was people going, oh, I'm sure you'll learn to move on. Oh, it's time for you to move on. Oh, it's been 6 months, time to move on. Are you kidding me? It's been a year, time to move on. And that one would just drive me nuts. And of course, it was always stated by people who had not lost their spouse. Yeah, 99.9% of the time, that was it. Oh, there were a few of these, when I would do the videos too, there were a few of these people who were bitter about the loss of their spouse. And I can understand the bitterness. I never had bitterness. I did just come to grips with accepting it, that, you know, God just felt it was her time, as hard as it was for me to accept. And some of those people who were bitter, they would go, you better learn to move on because it sure is not coming back. And I always thought, that just sounds horrible too. So anyway, that term moving on has always been a trigger for me. And so what I tried to do, and doing it through these videos as well, is turn that a little different. We don't move on, because to me, when they tell you to move on, it's kind of like, you know, it was a pair of jeans you had that was time to move on, throw them away, out of sight, out of mind, get a new pair of jeans. And I just hated the thought of that, because when you're deeply in love with somebody and you lose them, you don't really move on from them. I mean, you learn to move forward, right? That's what we learn to do. We learn how to put one foot in front of the other. We learn how to keep going and getting through each day, day by day. Moving forward is what we're doing. We don't necessarily, some of you may choose to move on and forget your spouse that you lost. I don't, though. I'll always remember Pam. I'll always have the memories. Even if it's not a ton of photos that are out on the table or whatever, I've got the memories in my heart. Those will always be there. But at the same time, we do learn to move forward. In my case, moving forward in the early years was, you know, I'd stay outdoors as much as possible. I still do that. It just helped me. Still do a lot of hiking. I took trips. You know, everybody's going to be different in how you learn to keep moving forward. And that's what I did. And of course, eventually moving forward, Matt, I did meet somebody else. God did have someone else for me to share life with, and that being Nicole. And it's been the most unlikely pairing, but it's also been an incredibly beautiful pairing. And so now I'm moving forward in life with Nicole as well. But now also you can keep moving forward in life alone too. But this moving on thing that people talk about, if it affects you like it did me, there's nothing wrong with that, because I totally get it. They just don't. So the advice for the day, at least I do think this is good advice, in my mind, is if you truly love the one you lost, Don't ever even let that creep into your head that, oh, maybe I should just move on and forget about them. No, no. They wouldn't want that. You don't want that. You built something together, so keep that there. But you do want to learn to move forward. Don't be paralyzed by depression and fear, because oftentimes that can happen. You know, that when I talk about that, it means that, you know, moving forward means at the very least you get out of bed every morning, you make the bed, you have something to eat, you take a walk, you go to work. Just any of those routine activities, as painful and as hard as they may be, it is progress because you are moving forward. And I know too that whenever I was tempted to say, you know, stay in bed and just pull the covers up over my head, I noticed it didn't make me feel any better. But if I did get out and make an effort, make an attempt, I felt a little better. No, it's not a cure-all. It didn't fix everything. But that moving forward does indeed help. And of course, the number one asked question always is, does the pain ever go away? I will tell you, it does lessen over time. And in terms of years, there is no specific timeline for anyone. Everybody's going to be different. But I'm going to tell you the old story, and if you've been on my channel, you've heard it a million times, but I know there's always new people that watch these videos too. Here's the deal with the pain that you feel. It's like a pro football athlete shared with me one time. He said he blew out his knee. He was in tremendous pain. He thought his career was over. He would never get back on the field. He thought he was done. There was no moving forward. But then he had surgery. He got rehab. Within 18 months, he was back on the football field and he was back playing. And he said, you know what? I learned how to move forward again and get back on the playing field. But he says, I'll never forget the injury. He said, that'll always be with me. And that's what I equate loss of someone who you were deeply in love with. You will learn how to function and move forward. You might even find love again, but your first love will always have a place in your heart. You'll always remember them, just like that athlete will always remember that injury. So that's it, friends. Again, the big takeaway, if anything, if you're offended by the term moving on, we as fellow widows and widowers get it. We like the term moving forward, and we want to press into that and do our best to move forward. Have a great day. Better yet, a better tomorrow. Keep subscribing, thumbs up, share these videos if you think they're significant, can help others, okay? Bye now.